And right now we have Pastor Jace O'Neill. He joins us to talk about what happened. He's a Regent University professor and pastor of Red Church in Virginia. Pastor, thanks so much for your time here today.
Well, thank you for having me.
What are your thoughts when you hear something like this? We don't normally hear about a pastor taking their own life.
Well, first of all, as a father and a husband of four, my heart goes out to the family and the church for this tragedy. And I think it just highlights that pastors are humans and have issues just like everybody else.
Right. I know you and I were just talking about the fact that, in our congregations, I think we see our pastor and we feel like we know what's going on, but a lot of times we don't know the stresses. What do you see as some of the real stresses that pastors face that maybe their congregations don't know?
I mean, they struggle with things just like everything else. They struggle with insecurities. They struggle with their own mistakes. I think one of the issues that we see is like what Martin Buber used to say is that we often treat people not as people but as objects. And we treat them as tools, and often pastors, people come to them for help, but who does the pastor go to when they're struggling with something?
Right, and that's where an elder board and others, have to really make sure the pastor is being cared for. We had an interesting comment on Facebook. Paul Vallow wrote, "In this generation, pastors are expected to be business savvy, Instagram quotable, preaching celebrities, fully accessible, deeply spiritual, not too young, not too old. And if a pastor doesn't quite measure up to someone's expectation at any given moment, they're given a 2 out of a 5-star rating." Do you think pastors are, facing just an incredible amount of pressure that we might not even realize we're putting on them?
Sure. We just treat people, including pastors, often as consumers. We can customize our lattes and we can customize our homes, but then we want pastors to meet up to some person on a YouTube video, and they don't realize the pressure that it pushes on pastors that they're struggling with.
What is your suggestion for congregations, people who think, I want to be good to my pastor, I want to make sure they're doing okay?
Sure. Number one, pray. You don't know. They might look good and have the right jokes and have the right quotes on the platform, but you don't really know what they're going through. So the number one thing is pray. The other thing I would say to pastors themselves that maybe be struggling with similar things as this pastor or other issues is to have people they can go to talk to, because every single one of us, you and I, we all need someone else to talk to.
Yeah, and someone confidential, of course, in their position. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, Pastor, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.